Hi, welcome to this quick unboxing video for the prototype of Cube Monster. Cube Monster is a new game engine building with race elements that is currently on Kickstarter for crowdfunding, that plays for 1 to 4 players, takes around 50 to 100 minutes, ages 14 and up, and it's a fairly simple game with a lot of depth and a lot of interesting choices. The game is designed by Dor Sakal and it's published by Crazy Box Inc. And the game is a game that falls under the category of fantasy games with abstract strategy elements and miniatures, and the main mechanisms used in the game are pattern building, race and events. The Cube Monster awakens and the race begins. Your village chose you their champion to climb up Mount Cubia and beat your opponents to the top. No matter your craft, you are first and foremost a builder. It is in your blood. The climb will be far from easy. Play by the monster rules, feed it, worship it, build for it, and be rewarded greatly. However, fail to meet its demands and disaster will befall your people. Cube Monster is a strategic engine building game where players take the role of champions racing to the top of Mount Cubia, sacrificing cubes on their way to the mountaintop. Take turns feeding the monster and awaken its desires for offerings, and use that wisely to reap rewards as your opponents suffer its worth. You do proceed by building structures, planning for amazing cube generating combos, or you can use force to brute your way all the way to the top. It's up to you. So in this video I'm just going to focus on the components of the prototype. Again, this is a prototype, but it's a very beautiful prototype, so that's why I chose to make also an unboxing video. I'm going to follow up with an extensive how to play and demonstration of the game, where I'm going to explain the rules and come back with more material and video for the game. But for the moment, let's focus on what we find in Cube Monster. First of all, the box is amazing. It's a really nice quality, even from the prototype. It has some UV spot with a very interesting logo of the Cube Monster. So let's dive in and see what we find inside. We have the rule book. I'm going to cover the rules, so you don't have to even read the rulebook. It's going to be fully covered from the how to play preview video that I'm going to prepare separately. But just to show you, it's a very well written rulebook, which has first of all the components. You have 160 cubes, you have the monster die, a cube bag, the monster board, the main mounted board where players are racing their characters champions all the way to the top in order to win the game. 4 village boards, 95 reward cards, some disaster cards, some super cube cards, which are essentially like contracts, you're trying to fulfill them, 4 champion miniatures, which are amazing by the way, and some player aids and the rulebook. So this is a background story, how you set up the game depending on the number of players. The game rules explained. Basically the game triggers its end either when a player reaches the mountaintop or at the end of the 16th round, where you see who has climbed furthest up on its slope. The round overview, very simple. You draw cubes and fill in the Cube Monster board. Then you feed the monster and you make an offering. Players take their turns, following one another, and then you have the end of the round and continue in this way. Everything is explained with examples, and it's very easy. I had the opportunity to read online the rulebook, and it is absolutely to the point, and nothing is missing from this stage already of the rulebook. Now, we have the components, so let me focus first of all on the board. Again, keep in mind that this is a prototype, so I'm already surprised about the quality, and really looking forward to see this published, because both from quality point of view but also from gameplay, I'm very happy to try it, and it looks very interesting indeed. So this is the main board, the mountain, which players start from the base of the mountain. They're trying to race their way, fulfilling the requirements all the way to the top in order to win the game. Here you're going to find the super cube card, which is essentially contracts that they can give you rewards. Here are some rewards that you also have in the course of the game. Here is the recessed Cube Monster board, where essentially you fill in cubes, and if you fill in a line or a column, then players have to do an offering, and if they fail to do so, they take disaster cards, or if they are actually fulfilling the offering, they take rewards based on how many statues they have. And this is a pit. So very nice quality. Here you have the boards of the players. They're very nice boards. I like the fact that they are differently illustrated. So just for visual perspective, let me quickly pass the different villages in front of your eyes. Very nice art. And also they're unique, so you can easily separate them on the table, across the table, from also the colors on the background. Okay, but the main way that they work are the same. So you start with your 3 cubes, and then you have your factory that you're building factories in order to get your engine building starting, and then you can build statues and start building different structures like a marketplace or temple or shrines, one per color, in order to give you lots and lots of abilities and build your engine towards winning the game. So the game is both engine building and racing, so they're 2 amazing categories. I absolutely love them, and I'm really looking forward to see how they work in practice. So coming back to the components of the game, we have an impressively looking qualitative pouch bag, which is velvet. I don't know if they're going to use this one on the final production, but it's amazing, very good quality. And of course we have 160 cubes on the different colors. They're nice and chunky. They look really nice and have a great feel, both in terms of weight and looks. The colors are really nicely done, so nothing more to add there. It just looks beautiful, in my opinion. So this is the die that we roll to see how many cubes we need to offer when we do the offering in the game. And just to show you how the board works, I'm going to explain it fully, but here is the pit where you have, depending on the number of players, a pool of cubes to draft from. Then progressively players are going to the feeder are going to place cubes there, and what happens following that is when a line or column is filled in completely, then you trigger the offering need, the hunger of the monster cube, which needs offering from the players. Then you roll the die, and depending, it's 1, 2 or 3 cubes of different colors that you need to offer. If you manage to do so, you get rewards based on how many statues you have built, etc. If you haven't done so, you suffer the disaster that you need basically to destroy your structures or do negative things. And then you reset it by removing those and putting them back in the bag. So very, very simple system that works absolutely amazing, very fast and robust way. And this is a core of the engine that drives everything in the master board for drafting purposes. Then we have a ton of cards. Quite a few actually. Didn't expect that the game came with so many cards. And you can find that you have first of all the player aids, which are very simple to describe all the different type of structures that you can build and what they do, what they offer in your village, if you do so. Okay. Then you have the different rewards. You can either have rewards that work towards your structures and give you abilities for the factories, etc. Again, there are 3 piles here, just now placing them randomly on the board. You have the trick rewards, which allow you to manipulate things and do nice things. And you gain rewards by climbing up the mountain or by successfully doing offerings and having the appropriate statues, etc. You're going to see how this works, but just to give you an idea. And then you have the yellow rewards, which are rewards essentially which they give you more cubes, which you want to have more cubes because it's essentially your building block to do everything in the game. So really nice the fact that you have different types of rewards. Then you have the disasters. Hopefully you don't want to see many disasters, because if you might fail to do the offerings, then you take a disaster card, and these are all negative things that can happen. Very nice art, very nice iconography, everything works really as expected, I would say, in the game, at least from the theory. I have read the rulebook and I'm very excited to play it. Then these are the super cube cards in 4 different types, requiring different types of structures to have on your village, and then you can grab the rewards, grab them, which they also give you benefit at the end, but also you can flip them during the course of the game as one of cube of any color as a requirement from climbing from one step to the other, racing all the way to the top. For example, here you need to have 8 cubes, 2 turquoise, 2 yellow, 2 red and 2 purple. There's no way you can have 8 cubes, because you can only have 6 free cubes. Up to 6 free cubes. So in order to have those, you need definitely to have at least a couple of super cubes so that you can flip them and use them for a cube of any color for the requirements of climbing higher and reaching potentially the last space of the mountain and winning the game. Last but not least, we have our minis, and they're really, really nice. The game is already beautiful with everything included so far, and on top of that, you get some custom, chunky, highly detailed and extremely beautiful minis. For me, it's another reason to be excited about. So all champions start from the bottom, racing towards the top. It's always a constant dilemma if you're going for building your engine better, making it better, or trying to race for the top, because then you will win the game if you reach the top, but it's not easy to do so if you rush your way up, for sure. And there's some absolutely amazing miniatures. They're really, really nice. They're very beautiful. And again, these are prototype minis. So I really like what they have done with the detail, with the posture. They have a nice weight and they feel chunky and they look beautiful. And you're also feeling that you're actually trying to move your champion, going all the way up, climbing the mountain. So there you have it. These are all the components of Cube Monster. I'm going to add a link in the description of the video so that you can follow up with the Kickstarter campaign. And soon I'm going to release a video on how to play the game with more details. So stay tuned. This is Cube Monster.